I currently work for a PR, communications and digital agency called H&K Strategies. My title is Digital Account Manager, and my client which I work on is Procter & Gamble and the brands which then sit underneath that. Creating a digital strategy for each of the brands, developing content for brands, researching their audience, understanding their audience, and developing a strategy which plays into their needs from the brand's point of view. Each client has a different objective as to why they're using the services of our agency. So it may be a brand building exercise, so they may want to be getting greater visibility for their brand. So what I would do, or what my team would do, is we would take that client's brief and then we would create it into our own brief so that we get a better understanding and we can kind of relay that back to the client as to what it is they're trying to achieve and the steps they need to take to get there, and then give some sort of rationale behind that, and then we would go ahead and deliver the work that we've spelled out. I think it's always important to have some kind of parameter, so you need some sort of guide, because if you just tell people come up with an idea, then there's nothing to work towards. So having some sort of parameters. So in instances that I've worked on previously, we'll say, okay, we have this. So take an example from my agency is we have this client to work with. This is the kind of message that they're trying to push out. So are they trying to get people to buy more stuff? Are they trying to protect their brand reputation? Are they just trying to do a showcase piece to get some attention? What is it that we need to do from this ideas generation? And then there may be a layer underneath that to say, again, we have these kind of assets available. So we have this celebrity, we have this special incentive, and what are the tools that we also have for the job? So will it be a video production piece? Will it be something that is an application on Facebook? Will it be a series of articles across blogger platforms? From the agency side, why an agency would see getting interns and grads as well as being important is they need to make investment in people, because as I mentioned in the session that we did earlier, that there's a shortage of people, and I think that people need to be captured. Not captured, that's the wrong word, but people need to be bought into the industry, and when they do get brought into the industry, if they're doing it through an internship or a grad scheme, then the agency has an opportunity to educate them in their way of working. So almost as though it's very easy to develop bad habits at work, and the way that an agency will operate is they very much want you to work in their style, through their process. And by having somebody who's coming in who hasn't maybe picked up these, I call them bad habits, then they're almost guaranteeing that that's going to be a long-term investment into somebody working for that agency. It's good to get new energy into the building as well, because it is a creative industry, and you need to have fresh ideas. And people who have been working in the industry for a long time, they will have amazing ideas, but it's always interesting and productive to have those ideas challenged. It's just really important to get the experience, and again develop those relationships. I can't stress how important it is to get some sort of, because the likelihood of actually getting a paid job straight from uni in the industry that you like is probably is very rare. And I think by having an internship, again, it shows any prospective employees that you're willing and you're determined. Well, I think that on one side that it is probably easier to network now than when I left uni, because there wasn't so much social media. There was social media, but it wasn't as popular as when I was leaving uni. And I think that by researching contacts and people who are in the places that can be valuable to you, without making it sound too much like you're not manipulating people, but you have a need, and they could be in a position to help you out with that need. And I think that most people I've met in the industry, if they can help somebody out get to where they are, or at least start their journey, then they'll be willing. I think it's about being determined, and it shows a lot. If people can see that you're willing, then people will give you a chance. And on top of that, using the resources that you have available. So use your tutors at UEL, and use the contacts which are available to you from doing research, and just show those people that you're willing. I think that's the most important thing.